is Naomi of Naomi Pilates, and I've had this Pilates studio here in North Miami, Bell Harbor area for about 18 years. So I guess I'm old.
Wow.
And it's called Naomi Pilates because it's funny because back then the sign, every letter was like $1,000 for the front door sign, and my
Yes.
family calls me Naomi. So I was
Yes.
like, I'll save $1,000 and I'll chop off the A. And then it ended up working out because the area here is called Naomi.
What was it? So we just lost your audio.
Would give me some time. Anyways, sorry. So it
So
ended up being
so you
North,
saved the grand and dropped the letter.
right, and then the area is called North Miami. So Nomi, North Miami. So it kind of
Oh,
worked out. And my family calls me Nomi anyway. So
right. So
yeah.
it's like no play on words, like know me, like know your body, know yourself while you're
It's
doing your
also
Pilates.
that too. Like, do you know yourself? Know me? It goes in a lot of different directions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. I always ask people this now. I talk to someone who actually owns a studio, what made you decide to even open a studio? Why didn't you just like continue to work for people or have a consultant? Like, why bricks and mortar? Why a space?
Well, growing up, I'm a triplet, so I'm the middle of two other siblings, and
Okay.
I never felt like I could be the boss of anything. And after high school, I did a couple of different jobs, everything from waitressing to paralegal, and I just figured, I don't think I could work for anyone. I just feel like something in me, I just couldn't do it. And I came back here after college. I didn't finish Florida State. I came back after a semester, and I was about 19, 20, and I got into a car accident. I was down in Miami taking care of my grandmother, and the car accident, the rehab was Pilates, which I'd never really done or even heard of. I was a
Mm,
dancer. I did some backup dancing, did some things like that, modeling, but the rehab was at UM and it was with Pilates. And I then started at a
okay.
little studio in South Miami, and I loved it. And I looked at her and I was like, she had two kids, she was amazing, and her name was Tara, and I think she worked with Balanced Body at the time, and
Hmm.
it was just one of the only studios at that time. And I was like, this is what I'm going to do. And so I
Yeah.
decided to, go to New York, get certified, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but tell me a little more about that, like, this is what I was gonna do moment. Like, I love hearing people's like aha moment when it just makes sense in their body, sort of thing.
Well, it never really did, even up until when I was like 24, when did I open? 20, 24. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm crying, I feel like that's what a lot of people even now do. I don't think it even comes until maybe even when I opened it really didn't even come. I just knew that I had to do it. And I'm one of those people that is probably not that good, but I'm the one that's extreme. So I'm like, oh, just quit and then we'll figure it out tomorrow. Even if we have to, sell all my whatever bags.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that's what I did. Like I sold whatever I had to make it work. And I always feel like it's going to work. I know that people are scared and they're like, you have to just, you have to have a plan. You have to have a backup. What are you thinking? And I think, no, you need to just do it because you always have the support system. You always have somebody that can help you. If you're smart, or if you're a hustler like me, there's always something that is going to help. Something's going to happen. You
Mm,
won't eat the next day, but it'll always happen. So I
right.
don't know. I don't know if that's good advice, but I always say, if you're unhappy, just quit. Whatever. We'll go have a fun day, and then tomorrow we'll think about it and figure it out.
Um, the Overthinkers Anonymous crowd, like myself, that's out there, just got shivers as you said that whole
I know.
story.
And I'm an overthinker too. I'm a Capricorn. I overthink everything, but sometimes I just feel like I can't do it. I'm not happy. I'm going to figure it out, but I'm going to do it. Thank you. Good morning. My Uber Eats came. I got caught. I love Uber Eats. That's a commercial for Uber Eats. They're the best.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Right. But yes, I mean, and this is the thing too, right? Because like, as much as I call it, I joke about being, the charter member of Overthinkers Anonymous, I'm also an entrepreneur that will jump out of the plane and make the parachute on the way down, sort of thing,
Right.
right? Like there's both sides to me. I
Right.
like to think that I could be that person that goes with courage and does those things, But even when you said that, I'm like, what
I
about this?
know,
What
I
about
know.
that? What
But you know
about
what?
like, you know?
Also, I think about this when it's so bad, or when I'm so depressed, or I don't have any clients. Let's say,
Mhm.
all of a sudden, the next day, it just like all these new people come, or it's just
Yeah,
weird how life works. And I feel like if you have that belief and hope, and and you're so down one day, things can just turn around by one simple call or getting on Instagram and connecting with you. I mean,
hmm,
it's all connected. I feel like without talking about
absolutely.
UFOs, it's all connected.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to grab your coffee? I'll wait if you need to
I was
go
gonna
get it.
walk. Thank you.
There you
I gotta have my coffee. Okay.
go. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. So that's, I mean, and I like just talking about that, the courage to do those things, right? Because um, we need courage. Like we just need that courage, and like you have to take it in some small doses. And you may
Right.
not, jump out, and go
Right.
all out, but
Not out of a plane, but you need to jump and make that move because I mean I've seen so many of my friends and colleagues and people that are just stuck and unhappy, and we've all been there.
yeah,
And I just want to say, like, I want to jump in your body and just do it. You'll be so much happier. You might not
yeah,
have any
yeah.
money or food, but whatever, you'll be happy. So
Right.
come live at my house. I'll feed you.
All right. So back to the Pilates for a second. So you take the Pilates, it helps you with your injuries, and like that first experience of been recognizing that this helps. When did you decide that like this is actually what you're gonna do though?
I mean, I was in it and I was in it. I mean, I opened up from the first day, I have some of the same clients, Brenda, shout out, to because from the first day I opened 18 years ago, they're still here. And I just think it was the people and my friends and my clients that became friends. And that's when I knew like, maybe it's not Pilates. Maybe it is. It's movement. It's something, but it's therapy. It's connections. It's friends. It's people. I don't know. I just feel like it happened, and it
Yeah.
took me to that place. And I know that I had even back then I had a gift to help people feel better. I didn't know much about anatomy. I'll admit I didn't know what I was doing. I
Right.
just knew that I loved the Pilates contrology. I love the whole motherboard of it, the root of it, and what I could do with the machines or even the floor and people's bodies, and also like their spirit. I have that energy even without
Absolutely.
coffee. So like you have a really good, I don't know, quality about you that people want to be your friend and be around you, and
Yeah, yeah,
and you
yeah. I
lift
love
people
that.
up. So I feel like if anything for that 45, 50 minutes, I could lift people up, and I could joke with them and have fun and hang out with them. And then from there, it spawned on to, learning a lot more. And wow, this is really helping people who are hurt, people who
Yes.
have injuries. Yeah, people who
Well,
want to look good for their wedding, all of that type of things.
like, yeah, exactly. All that. But isn't
Aesthetically and internally, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm saying like, it's fascinating how like wanting to help people and knowing the people who are in your space already kind of directs your path and directs what your niche is going to be or what your
Yeah,
next piece of education is, right? Like, I
right,
mean, you have someone who comes in and have scoliosis, and then you have someone else that you really love working with that has it as well, and then next thing you know, you're taking a course on it, and then getting a
right,
certification in it, and
right.
then you're that sort of thing, right? Like, I love
Or
that.
it makes you want to learn, or right, because I don't know what I'm always reading. Even now, I'm always reading on topics, or somebody has a problem, and I'm like a fixer. I'm going to help you. I don't care if it's the
Yeah.
foam rail, or I'm going to send you to orthopedic. So I'm always learning about that. And another colleague and friend, Sue, she said that it's really the clients that help us. I mean, experience too, but the people, and that makes you dive into like, how can I help this person? It's like
Yes.
a Rubik's cube, it's a puzzle.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love the fact that you said like you don't know what you're doing, right? Like I was on this chat yesterday, and there's a like the fact that you kind of shrug that off too. Like
I don't
that's
know. I
so
don't know what we're doing. Yeah, I mean, I'm
right,
here with you,
exactly.
but
But isn't there's a confidence that comes with knowing that you can figure it out or it will figure itself out. And
right,
that's what I was trying to say yesterday in my conversation, in this kind of embracing pain and illness. Like I've had some people come into my space that have these complicated chronic illness things, and I have no clue what they are. And I could
yeah,
spend all day researching it and learning about it, but then that might not be their symptoms.
Right.
So it's not that I'm wasting my time doing it. Like it's almost better to go in not knowing what to do and listen to the person and let them guide you
Yes. Yeah.
than to, you know what I mean? Like just spend all
I
day on
agree.
Dr.
I
Google,
agree.
right?
And sometimes I'm not even doing anything that's going to help them. You know,
Right.
sometimes I feel like, what is it? How can I help? Maybe I can't even help them. You know, maybe I can direct them to somebody, or I can talk to you and you've had somebody, or I've had that illness, and there's some kind of piece of hope. I mean, there's not always that answer and they're going to be fixed, but there's definitely like a plan. And
Yep.
all people need is a plan. Like, okay, at least I'm going to call the orthopedic tomorrow. I'm going to get on the foam roller. I'm going
Right.
to, you know, just eat better. Whatever it is a plan, and it's hope, and it's a step towards something. So it's better than when they came in, as long as it's better than
Absolutely.
when they came in. But yeah, but who knows what we're doing? I just know that we're now, the confidence I feel like I never did have, but I think with age and experience, and also school gave me a lot. I never finished school, and I thought that,
Mm.
oh, I was a loser. Everybody has a degree. What am I doing? I'm an owner and I don't have anything. And I would go to these conferences and Pilates workshops, and it'd be like, oh, so and so, Martin, you know, and he was a DPT, and I just felt like nothing. What am I doing? Like on
Mm.
paper, I was nobody. So
Yes.
I said, I want to go back, and I finished my bachelor's in sports and fitness. That was 4 years ago. And then COVID hit, and then I was in the middle of my master's for sports, exercise physiology and kinesiology.
Wow,
And it
nice.
was tough, and my professors were like my age. I mean, the kids in the class were 20. And again, I was like, what am I doing here? This is crazy. I had a business, I had this. Why did I need that? Why do I have to do, have all these loans? And I just think for me, even if I didn't get that graduation, it was online because of Corona. It was such an accomplishment for me within. I can't explain. That
Yes.
gave me the power to say, I don't know what I'm doing. It gave me that background to just kind of hide behind. Like I always said,
Mhm.
people in Equinox, my friend, you have Equinox to hide behind. When people ask me for
Yes.
deals or for money, things like that, I am so hard with that because I don't have anything to kind of shield me from that. And with the school, I
Yes.
feel like, well, I had that at least, I
So
had
you
that
feel
to
like
help me.
so like do you feel in a sense like the degree justifies who you are in a certain way?
I think it made me look good, better. It made me feel better.
Hmm.
Whatever you have to do, buy that degree. It helped me. I don't know if it made me learn anything, that much. I mean, I know it did in a way, but I mean, I feel like, did I need it? 100% no. But I think that it gave me that confidence, and it gave me like, okay, well, just like the influencer that we're talking, let's circle around. This is
Yes.
what, I got it. You guys want to see me with, this is what she has. It doesn't matter how much experience you have. If you have the, the paper, if you look good on paper, then what? I mean, in this day and age, it's like, is that everything? Because that I think says a lot. And I think that the education, I could have gotten it with more workshops. I could have gotten it on other things, but I just felt like, let me go see what that is. I'm gonna do classical. I'm gonna do pole star. I'm gonna do all the different types of Pilates,
Yeah.
gyrotonics, everything out there, so that I cannot say that I didn't try it and I didn't, do it.
Hmm.
And school is one of them, and I'm glad I did it. I'm not
Yeah.
glad with the loans, but I'm glad I did it. So
Well, my wife is, talking, having the same conversation. Like she traveled a lot, um, in her previous marriage and those things, and never got a chance to finish university.
right,
And as successful as she is, that's one of the things that kind of hangs over her head as well.
yeah,
So, like, you know what I mean? So I have a compassion for that because I have my degree. I didn't come up for air. Like I did high school, university, post grad, and then started my life. So I
it's a
kind of
lot. That's amazing.
delayed life to do that. So I kind of shrugged my shoulders at like, okay, well, I have it, and
Right.
is it helping me or not? So when people don't have it, and they're like, I really feel like from the
It's true.
inside out, like I need this.
It's true. My husband is like you, and he's a lawyer, an attorney, and he's been through all the schooling. And he's like, you don't need to go back. You're not going to learn anything. You're going to have loans. But to me, I was like, I don't care. I'm going to do it. You did it. Why are you,
Yep.
And I think that it's a personal choice, but I also think it's a personal victory. And I'm really glad. I mean, if you have, even if you don't have the funds to do it, you can always get financial aid, but I would do it. I mean, I think that it definitely set me on a different path now, and I can do a lot more with it.
Yes. Can we camp out on the word personal victory you just used, since that's like my
Oh my
favorite
God, it was
term?
a pun. I didn't even
Oh,
realize I did that. I'm a genius. I'm a genius.
sure.
Personal
Could you?
victory. It was probably embedded in my brain. Yes,
Yes.
let's go back to that.
Let's go back to that. So let's talk about that. So you just said that, and that really is, um, actually define personal victory for me. Like, just let's throw that out there first before I share like what my vision
Personal
behind
victory is, oh my God, really? You didn't let me think
it.
about this?
Nope,
Um,
you're good. You
I,
can figure it out.
yeah. Personal victory is, I think, being, being okay with where you are and who you are and what you're doing. Like, just okay. I mean, not wanting, not, I don't even know how to explain it. It's so intangible. It's like, so, I feel like personal victory is I got it, is knowing that you can do it. And do it, I mean, by anything. You could be a therapist, a doctor, but knowing that you can change somebody life, maybe change somebody's lives or body or movement, biomechanic pattern, that you can do that.
Hmm.
And 100% you can help somebody. I think that's a personal victory. Like, I feel like I can shrug things off now because you can walk in and I know I'm gonna help you. I know I'm the best. I am one of the best. And I don't care if I don't have a million followers. Nobody knows who I am. I'd rather be a little fish in a big bowl. I don't need to be on TV. I mean, I would like 5 minutes of fame, but I feel like I got it. You know, anybody who comes in, I can for sure help with whatever it is. You know,
Yeah.
and whatever it is, I know. I mean, I can't do surgery, but yeah. So I feel like that may be not a
Yeah.
good definition, but
No, it's
what's
good.
your definition of personal victory?
Well, before I answer that, I just want to unpack yours a little bit more there, because like we talked about how important schooling was to you, and all these different things, and it's like that's what's important to you. I think the personal
Yeah,
victory definition is the personal part of it. So if someone hears that, I would hate for someone to hear what you said and like, well, schooling's not accessible to me, loans aren't accessible to me, woe is me because I can't get what Naomi said I need to be able to do. I was like, well, no, but that's not your journey.
right. And also, there's a word in Hebrew. It's called chutzpah. You have to have
Okay.
chutzpah. Chutzpah is like you need to have like the balls. I don't know if we can curse on here, but you need to have that. Some people don't have it, and it's fine. I love people. You know, it's just you have to have that inner kind of like power, because then you won't question, oh, woe is me. It's just I'll figure it out. You know,
Right.
there's money everywhere, the government everywhere. You can ask, you know, GoFundMe. All these things that somebody would say, oh my God, it's going to deter me. It's you can jump over those hurdles. But yes, school isn't everything. You don't need to have school. It was just my own personal journey
Right.
within whatever I had. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So my definition of personal victory really is reaching your own full potential.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
I like that. Yeah.
So it, like everything you just said there, if my fullest potential in this Pilates space or fitness space is to help people like get guys to the NBA, or help someone who thought they'd never walk again to be able to walk, or
Right.
anything in between, whatever I want people to achieve, I can access the skills, the
Exactly.
curiosity, the wisdom, the
Right.
resources to make that happen. That's me reaching my full potential. So
Right.
that's my personal victory when I achieve that,
I
right?
like
So
that. I like,
yeah, so it becomes so individualized that when people look at all
it
the
does.
things that we do out there, and we feel like I need to keep up with this person, or I need to have this because they have
It's so
this.
hard. It's a rat race. And
It's
also
a
like
rat race.
personal victory, what my let's say like my personal victory like in my imagination or in my perfect world would be, because there's always one and the other. It would be to like be on a reality show and be the trainer, or go train, you know, the Detroit Lions. I don't know, something like
Yep.
that would be amazing. Is it
Right.
going to happen? Probably not, but that's like another personal little victory. I have all these little things, like I can do that. Why are they picking this person? And
Mhm.
I talked to you the other day, hater, you know, that they hate the word hater.
Yes.
If we go back to the influencer and what we're talking about, a lot of colleagues, and this is a huge topic, and you can call me a hater or bitter, and I agree, I am. But what sucks is you can have a 19-year-old girl that or guy that looks amazing, okay, because they're babies, and no school. They did, you know, weekend course, whatever. I'm not knocking anybody. There's nobody that I'm knocking, but just the whole group. And they have 1 million followers, and Nike picks them up for, you know, a contract. What are you talking about? Because why? Because you're big and beautiful, because you're Jewish and beautiful, because you're Latino. Why? I don't understand. What happened to all of us? Like, woe is me. All of me and my friends and you and everybody that have worked their asses off. I mean, I worked my ass off. It's blood, sweat, and tears. I've sold bags and jewelry and hadn't eaten to, you know, get a performer and get and eat and have, you know, be able to have the studio. And what does that say? What does it account for? I know in my world it's priceless, but it is cool to see that. Like, I would like to maybe have what they have. You know, they have videos out there. You know, it's so oversaturated.
Right.
And it's like, God, it's not fair. And you know what? It's not fair. And I'm crying about it right now. But I don't know. I guess that's the world we live in, Martin. I don't know what's happening, but maybe if you have 1 million followers and you look good, it's the same as being Naomi Martin with years and years of experience. Like, what is it? I don't know. But on the other hand, you know, you see these people and it's like, I'm going to go visit them. And you do. And it's like when you say, I'm going to see this new movie. It's going to be amazing, The Matrix. Oh, and then it's such a letdown. It's like smoke and mirrors and a facade that, wow, when you go in, it's like, I'd rather look better in person. I'd rather be better in person.
Yes.
You know,
the flip side to that, which I find is refreshing, is when someone has that massive influence and that presence, and then you connect with them on a personal level, and they're actually as authentic as the hype.
True.
Like, that's refreshing when you see that.
That's like 1%, but yeah, that's amazing.
Right.
Hey, you're just kidding.
Yes, it's a total hater.
Damn it!
That's fine.
I know.
But and I've said here, like, in having these conversations, you know, who knows where it's gonna go, and there's something to be said for being faithful where you are at.
Yes.
Right. So if we're having this conversation and there are 6 people in the room, and then it's shown on a replay, and then someone picks up on a podcast later, and then it lands in the hands of someone else, who knows where it's gonna go?
Yeah,
so my mantra is always like, you know, do it like there's 1 million people watching right now.
Right. I agree.
Right.
So wait, should I do like dips off the chair?
Yeah, sure. Just in case
I should start like doing my little exercise.
Yeah, so they could admire your perfect form of the tricep.
The chair is a great piece of equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I like that. Thank you for putting it in perspective. Because who knows who could be watching this?
Right. Yeah. And you're are there a lot of Pilates studios in the immediate area where you are?
So when I opened, it was only a couple, and now, it's on every corner. It's like Starbucks, another commercial. It's like Starbucks, but the thing is, and you know, like there is Pilates for everybody, you know. And it used to bother me, and I used to be like, oh, they went somewhere else, or they went to Jet Set, which is not Pilates or solid core, but had to do that little thing. But it is a workout. But I would say, you know, I would get kind of upset, and then I just let it go, because people are people, even me. If it's convenient, I'm gonna go wherever.
Yep.
And it wasn't a personal attack on me. I just felt so passionate, took everything in, and then I just said, you know what, let me just let it go. And as long as there is Pilates in the world, then it's great. You can go to my next door neighbor, and so with that, then we became, you know, it's better to be friends than foes, and support the local Pilates community. So there's a lot in Miami, a lot.
There's when I did was it Brink? It might have been Brink with Jenna Safino's conference, and when Raphael Bender was talking, he talked about how things like Pilates, it becomes a commodity.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the danger of it, because we're trying so hard, like you said, like influence, all those things. We try so hard to fit in. Right. That we don't actually stand out.
Right.
So then what happens is, like, Pilates becomes like the gas station. Like, I'm not loyal to a specific gas station. I just go to the first one.
Gas, right. You need
gas. Right, exactly. So then what do we do even when there's a million places around, Pilates stations, Pilates, studios around, that we stand out, like even so that it doesn't become a commodity, but also recognize the fact that there are people who are going to come to me just because they like me. It doesn't matter what my skill set is. It doesn't matter what my degree is.
I think it's you at the end of the day. Like I am my brand in my Pilates studio, and they come to me for me. And you know, I stopped doing the rat race a while ago. Like I feel like what sets you apart. Everybody has to have their niche, and
Yep.
everybody has their little thing. And I feel like I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna just have them come to me, and if they like me, they like me. And there's nothing much. It's just I'm tired. I'm tired of trying to compete. And how about we don't compete and we just be, and we see where that takes us? Because I can go do pictures and photo shoots and keep up with it and do all that. But I have a kid. I have school. I have physical therapy school now. I have a business. It's like, when is it enough? How much do you need to be on social media and to put yourself out there? I feel like it's like a beauty contest,
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
absolutely.
because you don't know their experience and what they can do from a video. Everyone's doing videos. Everyone's doing Zoom and pay for my subscription, but it's the same moves. It's the person that's doing it, and it's what you get from that. Otherwise, it's the same thing. It's like the gas station. It's gas. It's supreme. It's it's regular. But it's gas. So what sets it apart? I guess it's what influencers backing you up and what celebrity is going to you.
Right.
Yeah, but
So then, who is your ideal client? Like who's the person you want to walk in the door that you would be like, I will train you for free the rest of your life because I love working with this type of
that's
person.
a good question. Somebody like you, somebody that appreciates the work and just wants to learn. Like I get so high and like passionate when even like kids or it could be anybody, but if they're body aware and they want to learn and they're just like a sponge, I love to teach people like that and that want to learn just like me. I would come to you and I want to know everything. I want to take notes. I want everything and just that would be my perfect client. Also, the perfect client would be somebody who's flexible, meaning schedule-wise, because as a business owner, and I can't take everybody consistently 9 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I just can't.
Right.
If you tell me, okay, I'm flexible, maybe this week we'll do Monday before your 5 o'clock class, Wednesday before, I can do it, but I cannot, so that's a big thing too. Somebody who's not so stuck on a schedule. I know that we need schedules in our lives, and you'll get in, but it might not be that same time, that same day. That would also be a perfect client.
That's perfect client for a business owner.
For a business owner.
Yes.
Just somebody easygoing. I say like me, but somebody easygoing that just wants to learn and just have fun and move and.
Absolutely. There's a comment here I'm going to read through. So it says, people come to me when they need me, and they will come because of my vibration. It's because it's a healing process.
Yes. Amen. I think it is. You're right. I love that. And we are healers. I'm not like tooting our own horn, but in a way, we are healers. And and the vibration and the energy. And there's something that there's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's also refreshing when people could say, I'm good, I'm the best, I know I can help, that sort of thing.
Yes.
Because, it's like I use the analogy of my son in basketball all the time. Like, these guys are 15-year-old players. They should be like, I'm the best player on the court.
Right.
And every player should be thinking they're the best player on the court.
That's right.
So it's not a knock on your ability personally when I say that about myself.
Right. It's true. But not a lot of people have that.
Right.
And your son, my daughter's in volleyball, and she's great at it, but she doesn't have that yet. And I think it also comes with time. It comes with time and experience, and it's something that internally it's a personal journey for everyone.
Right.
Some people reach it further. I wish I reached it further than my late adulthood, but yeah.
You're not late adulthood, just for the record.
I'm old.
That's like, but that's just it. So how do we instill that in our clients? How do we instill that in the people who come into our spaces, right? Like those are the kind of questions I'm asking, because it's not just how good can I make your teaser, and I want you to walk out of here with a confidence that translates to every other area of your life.
Right. It's hard because it's something that they have to build up on. We can kind of throw it to them like a little star, but they got to catch that star and they got to put it, eat it, swallow it, and then they have to build on it. And it might not take, it might take years, but
Yep.
at least they have that in them and the light, and we ignited that light in them. And that's the thing. Can I bottle what I have? Can you bottle it? Because we would be millionaires. I'm trying to figure it out, but
Well,
it's something that's, again, intangible, and it's
mhm.
transient, and I feel like it's just going to take time, and I don't know. It's something that we have that we can, instill in somebody, but I don't know if you can bottle that up. It's not like tomato sauce.
Yeah, well, at the same time though, you said like we could be millionaires. Like, I mean, the question I'd ask before that is like, what is your definition of success?
Uh, is when I'm on a magazine. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not really kidding, but when I'm on Bravo, okay, when Andy and Ellen have me on there, that's success. I mean, let's face it, right?
No,
Um,
I don't know if I agree with that though. Like, I
I
mean,
know.
like,
In one part, I think that's what it would be, right? But
yeah.
there's a lot. But success, you're right. It would probably. This is a true, honest answer. Even though I would love to be on a talk show and all that, it would be changing something like going into a school. Okay, because when I interned in for my master's, I went into an elementary school over by my house, and I talked to them about movement and Pilates. And I think that was so successful because you can change the school system if you implement,
Yes.
not say take out physical ed, but they don't really do much in there. If you can implement Pilates or movement, those
Hmm.
kids with the backpacks, and like my daughter, they were doing crazy things that hurt their bodies.
Yes.
I feel like that knowledge that could change a lot, and I feel like if I had help with that or figured out how to do that and implemented Pilates or movement, it doesn't have to be Pilates, but
Hmm.
the principles, I think, with starting with grade school, that's a huge success, and got that
Yeah,
in there.
100%.
That to me is changing lives and changing from the lower tier, from grade school.
Right. Absolutely. And I do want to honor like your comment with being on magazine or Bravo
For
sort of thing,
sure.
because I mean, like, and this is like real talk for myself. I don't really gauge it by how famous I am, but I want to be important. And what I mean by
I
that
want to be,
is,
yeah.
and this is my thing. Like, I realize that that's my thing, where it's like I don't necessarily want to have like 6 million followers and have like $10 million in the bank, but I want to be able at the end of the day, when someone has their point of massive success in whatever they're doing, that they say, and Martin was part of the
Right.
people who helped me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no, I like
so
that too. But let's not kid ourselves. I would love 10 million in the bank. So if I
yeah,
could, but I see what you're saying. Yes, but
you know what I'm
so
saying?
success is you know, it's hard to define because it is that, like, that being important, but then also that monetary aspect too, or
Mhm.
like for me, wow, like I'm on the cover of Fit, or
Yeah.
they're gonna interview me on Vogue, like that's amazing, like that's what girl would not want that? Probably many, but and that's also the other half. So there's like that materialistic,
Right.
right, which I
Yeah.
am, and then there's also that, humble, okay, the right answer. But the right answer is the true, honest answer to me too. But I also have that materialistic side, like, yeah, covers, millions, Bravo, TV, whatever. I'm here, sign me up. Let's do it.
I love that.
Oh,
That's
I just
like,
want to shout out to my friend in Scotland. You see, we have the whole world around us. Hi, Carmen.
yes. See,
Hi,
you're
babe.
international right there.
I'm international, yes. So,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's funny. Because that's the thing. Like, I respect that, right? Like, you mean, like, everyone has different goals and different measures of success, and as I gauge it on impact, right? So, like I was saying, like that success, importance, fame versus riches sort of thing. Like,
right.
for
But
me, I
they
think
go
like
hand
that
in hand, don't they?
sometimes, sometimes, yeah. Like, you mean, like, for example, um, in UFC fighting, I remember there's a guy, Phil Nurse, whatever. I can't remember the guy's name is, but there's a connection between all these MMA fighters and their championships, and they all had at some point gone to this Muay Thai coach, right?
Okay.
So these fighters are making their millions, but none of, like, pretty much the path was always through the same coach. So I don't know how much money this coach is making. I don't know, like, he could be in debt with this thing or whatever,
But they all go to him.
but they all go to him.
Yes.
So he
Yes.
may not be a multimillionaire. The
Right.
champions are millionaires, but he's the richest person in terms of knowledge.
You're right.
And he's,
I like
you know what I'm
that.
saying?
That's
So,
amazing. Yes. You're right. You're right.
right?
I like,
So that's,
yeah, if like the Miami City Ballet were all trained by me, that's all I need. I don't need anything else. Like, because that's the knowledge and I can give them that. You're right. It depends on what it is. It depends on what it is that you're talking about, I think. But yeah, you hit it there too. I like that. There's so many different, you see, there's so many different definitions of success.
right.
Also, every day you could have a different, like, I feel like this today, but tomorrow may change, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I don't discount the importance of money either. Don't get me wrong. So, I mean,
Right.
I charge what I charge and stuff. Like, nothing I do is for free, but I also not going to compromise my core values to chase that dollar.
That is same trait. That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So, that actually is funny. That reminds me of the story of this. I had this RMT that I used to work with back in the day, and he was like awesome. Like, he was just like, he just knows the body. He was a personal trainer. He taught Pilates, actually. I forgot about that.
Uh-huh.
But he was RMT. So I used to go to him, and then we were talking one day, and I was saying, we're talking about our businesses and my personal training business. And I said, like, I decided I'm going to stop working at all these places. I'm going to focus my business on doing this because I'm going to stop chasing paper.
Right.
Right? Like, and he's like, yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. And we had our talk, whatever. And then the next time I went to book with him, he was gone. And I was like, what happened, man? Like, I was trying to track him down. He said, like, after our conversation, you're right. I'm going to stop chasing paper. So I
Right.
stopped working here, here, and here. And now I'm working on this thing here. And so I lost my RMT
Damn it. Yeah.
with our
But
conversation. I was like, but
it was your
but
fault.
that's it.
See? You
It
did
was
it.
totally my fault. But it resonated with him, the fact that we're chasing paper
Yes.
and then beating ourselves down when he really, he was great. Like, he really
Right.
knows his stuff, but then he was just getting tired from being
Yeah.
everywhere and being all things to all men, right? So
It could be the enemy too. And sometimes I say, like, you know what? I don't need to make money this month. Like, I just want to rest. And I don't want to take anybody, and the more I say that, it's like more people want to schedule. It's like
right.
that whole opposite thing. But I think that there's a balance to everything. There's a balance with money. There's a balance with work. There's a balance with life. And
Yes.
it's hard because I can't even figure it out yet. I'm still trying to. Like, what is the right, equation? What is the right formula for me individually? Like, how much time does Naomi need? Am I happy doing just a class in a private a day? Yeah. What would I be okay with, with
Right.
monetarily and things like that, and taking days off, and yeah.
It's always a balance.
It's always a balance. Always, it's a work in play, and yeah, chasing paper is not always it. You can be the richest person, but you have no time to spend it. I actually saw a thing on one of these Instagram memes, and it said, you have your physical time, your mental time, and that's big too. I mean, you could have all the money in the world, but if you don't have time to work out for yourself or to spend time with your kids or your family or whatever it is you do, then what are you doing?
Yeah, I've always, having two boys, raising boys, like, I always, looked at that measure too, and how many opportunities I passed over because I chose to be in my kids' lives, right?
Right.
Like, like, there's certain points that, like, I used to ask guys all the time, like, what is your definition of success? You're a CEO or a CIO of a company.
Yeah.
And just got people's perspective on that. So I think that's why I kind of went there. And even though we wanted to talk, like, more influencers and stuff,
Right.
we ended up talking about that definition of success all day. And that's totally fine because
It's fine. Yeah.
that's just what it is,
People,
right?
and people don't know, and it's okay not to know. And I have so many people, again, friends to circle around, that they don't even know what they're doing now. Like, many people, have lost their jobs or are doing a career change or were scared with COVID. And I think that now is another time of reinvention. And, we're also
Absolutely.
not knowing what we want to do. But sure,
Right.
it looks like you have a studio, I have a studio, we're doing amazing, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where I want to go, what I want to do. I'm always thinking about the next step and what it is that I need to do for myself and for my clients and for,
Yeah.
my demographic.
Right. So yeah, well, and that really is the next question. So now you have this degree, you have your space. I mean, like, I'm sure at this point you could run your studio in your sleep. 18 years, right? So
Yeah,
you know the flow of it. So
right.
what's next? Like, how do you marry all of your passions into something that gives expression to who you truly are?
This is why I need you. I don't know. This is why I'm here. I have no clue. I don't know. I, I don't know where it goes from here. I just keep on going and figure it out. I don't know. Maybe something will like just, knock on my door, but I just keep going. And now with knowledge and kind of, how do I call it? Like with certain clients, and certain classes, I know how to like manipulate things so that I can protect myself because,
Hmm.
it's hard taking in a lot of energy, and
Yes.
a lot of people maybe are not in a good place right now, and I can't take so much energy. It's a lot. I love everybody, but it's
Right.
also protecting me, and in the end, I don't want to kill myself doing it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I don't know. Sometimes I say, you know what, Martin, this is for sale. If you want it, I'll stay on, but take
Hmm.
it. You know, it could
Yeah.
happen tomorrow.
Right. Yeah.
I could. I have no idea, but all I know is that we can go anywhere in the world and we can do what we're doing and we can
Yes.
be amazing at it. I can move to Ireland or Scotland, Norman, tomorrow, and we're good. We're going to be okay.
Right.
I can.
Absolutely.
It's the teacher. Somebody said to me, "Oh my God, so and so has the worst machines. She's been here for 20 years. You would think that every time she upgrades, she would get a better reformer." And somebody else said, "No, it's the teacher. So you can have literally like a medieval reformer, or the floor, but it's the person
Yes.
in front of you. It's that person in
Yes.
front of you who has the creativity and who has that chutzpah to,
Hmm.
get you moving and to get you flowing."
Absolutely.
So
Hip Healthy Chick is here. That's Tasha Edwards. And we were talking about the word cadence and just finding like a flow to your life, finding
yeah,
like places where you can like really, for me too, like when can you drive your business? When can you pull back? And what does that look like? And unapologetically stay to that cadence, that flow, and also just be consistent with it. But the point I was going to make with that was this work that we're in is like it's dangerous in a sense because we like working with people. It's fun. We can sneak our workouts in. There's people who give us energy. There's people who don't who take our energy away. But like when you're in business long enough, you can kind of
yeah,
figure out who you want to be around, right?
yeah,
Like I always say I'm privileged to have the opportunity to work with people that I actually like working with. Like I'm not
right.
a
It's
starting trainer in a big box gym who
right,
has 100
right.
hours, so those kind of things almost make it dangerous, right? Because we can get into this rhythm of just
Yeah,
doing it and burning ourselves out
yeah,
with a smile on our face.
right. It's true. And well, I also say it's like a dating app. They call me and I can hear them on the phone. I hear the energy. And if that passes and I like them, okay, or they like
Yep.
me, we
Mhm.
meet. And then if that hits it off, and then I know it's all like that process of, are they
Yes.
for me? Am I for them? And
Yes.
sometimes I laugh. I have some clients that I'm like, you know what? You made it. You got that date. You're in,
You got
And
it.
they're like, no,
Yes.
you made it. And we just laugh because it's like click. It's like that instant connection. And
Yep.
that's how I choose my friends and my clients when I couldn't do that before. I would have to take people that literally, not everybody, but would just like, I would be crying at night. I'm like, oh my God, I can't.
Yes. I
And
have
now
79 sessions
that's
left with this
the
person.
definition
Like,
of personal success is being able to choose your client and your house and your own people, and that makes you happy.
yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely. I always say the point of the first date is to get a second date, right? Like, so
3 dates and
the
then you'll know. 3 dates and then if it's gonna be. But I always knew even with my husband. Like I met him and I'm like, that's it. And I've been with plenty of people, but you just know, like friends. I know if we're gonna be friends for 10 years. I know if this is just gonna be acquaintances. It's just
yep,
something that you know.
yep, yep,
And I'm glad because I'm very lucky because all of my clients are friends. They're like my friends, but they pay me. It's so weird. And I pay them too sometimes with their services and things, but it's like
yep,
hanging out with your friends. My classes are amazing. They're so much fun. they're my family. They've all come to my things. If there's
Yep.
anything, you know, that's wrong, everybody's there for everybody. And it's that community
Yes.
that you build. I think that's
Right.
important.
That is true riches, honestly.
True riches. We did it. I think we found the answer, Martin.
A true community, when you build
Woo!
community. Because
Yes.
that's my line too, right? Like, I mean, these strangers become acquaintances, the acquaintances become friends, the friends become family,
Right. They're all my
right?
family. They're all my best friends. But they come for Pilates, and I mean that's it. All my like I always laugh because I never can meet other. All my friends come through work because that's where I am. So
Yep.
like, oh, how'd you know each other? Pilates, you know, Pilates. And it's funny. I have a good friend, and she just had a 50th, and she works at a news station, and everybody was like, oh, you're the Pilates, you're the Pilates. Even though we've never met for 20 years,
Hmm.
they all knew who I was, and I knew who they were. And it's so fun to see that. Like, you can see on social media and the tags and all that, like, okay, that's that person. We know who you are.
Yes. So, could you say, Naomi, that you are a real life influencer as opposed to a social media influencer?
Oh, that's so sweet. Maybe I am. I don't know. I never thought I was such a hater, but I think you turned my whole thing around. Maybe I do like influencers because I am one in my own way. And yes, thank you. I think that you brought a lot of clarity to that. And at the end of the day, I feel like if I feel like an influencer in my own community, then maybe I am. It doesn't matter how much money I have if I'm not on the Ellen show or on Bravo, or if I have, you know, $1 in my bank account. I
Right.
think at the end of the day, that's where it's at.
The rest of those things will come.
Yeah. I'll hold you to that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm cheering for you. So
I'll send you my Chase routing and banking information.
there you go. Do you have any online classes or anything like that that's coming up too that we can cheer you on with?
I've been doing Zoom, and I'm always up for doing it. You know, if you just shoot me a message anywhere or call me or text me,
Okay.
I would love to do it. But no, I just here at the studio with classes, privates, and then doing my thing. Yeah.
Nice. Amazing. Well, yeah, thank you so much for your time. Like, we're gonna continue
Thank,
these conversations for sure. And, you know, if I could help in any way, or
thank
everyone who's
you.
watching can want to throw down a workout with you, reach out to you. And
For sure.
yeah,
Thank you so much. I hope to meet you live one day. Real
no,
life.
absolutely. Definitely do that. Thank you so much to people
Yes.
in the chat. And I'll send
Hi,
you the
puppy.
replay for this too. I'll send you a link. So
Okay, great.
awesome. Thanks, Naomi.
So,
Cool. All right. Bye, everybody.